Philippines, our beloved country, blessed with wealth, cursed with greed, so rich, yet so robbed. Rich because the economy is not only vast, it's also growing at a remarkable pace of 5.5%, according to the IMF. Yet so poor, because that wealth is stolen. Corruption eats it alive. Millions remain trapped in poverty, while the powerful feast on public money. Hello everyone, welcome back to Fun Fact. If you want corruption to end in the Philippines, hit like, share this video, and subscribe now, because your voice matters. Trillions of pesos have vanished into thin air, stolen by the same corrupt system that lets Filipinos drown in floodwaters, starve in poverty, and be betrayed by the very officials who swore to protect them and promised them a better life. Outrageous, isn't it? These shameless thieves swim in luxury and extravagance. They flaunt their stolen wealth with gall and audacity, as if competing in a contest. The more extravagant they appear, the more corrupt they prove to be. Roads exist only on paper. Bridges lead to nowhere. Flood control projects never see a single sack of cement. Ghost projects have devoured our wealth and destroyed our trust. For decades, corruption has consumed our taxes, our future, our hope. Every storm, the same lie. We are investigating, but nothing changes. Until now. In his SONA on July 28, 2025.
Mahiya naman kayo sa inyong kapwa Pilipino.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. shocked many. He called out corruption. He vowed to expose the guilty. Words we least expected to hear. And now, for the first time in years, leaders are rising. They are unmasking names, exposing schemes, dragging secrets out of the shadows. 12 of the bravest officials have said, enough. They are leading the war to end this cycle of theft. This is not another scandal, a fight between the people's cry for justice and the greed of the untouchables. Today, we reveal who these 12 are, why they matter, and how their fight could change the destiny of the Philippines. At number 12 is Francisco Kiko Barzaga Jr. Before Congress, he served in the Dasmariñas City Council and later became president of the Philippine Councilors League in Cavite. He is also known for his unique advocacy in animal welfare, earning the nickname Congress Meow. But how did he make it to this list of the bravest? Kiko stood up against one of the most powerful figures in the House, Speaker Martin Romualdez. While others kept silent, Barzaga openly demanded an investigation into anomalous flood control funds. He warned that Romualdez may have links to the network behind ghost projects that robbed the people. Then he made the boldest move of all. He resigned from the National Unity Party and left the House majority. His reason? A betrayal of trust. He refused to be chained by party loyalty and chose instead to fight for accountability. Barzaga knew the risks. He knew Romualdez appeared untouchable. Yet he insisted, no one is above scrutiny. Not even the Speaker of the House. That is why he deserves this spot. At number 11 is Rosana A. Fajardo, managing partner at SGV & Company and member of the Independent Commission for Infrastructure, Education, BS Commerce, major in accounting, University of Saint La Salle in Bacolod City. Executive MBA, Asian Institute of Management, Manila. But how did she earn her place among the bravest? Rosana is the numbers watchdog. She traces peso by peso. She spots fake invoices and thin paper trails. At SGV, she led audits that exposed inefficiency and sloppy contracts. When named to the Independent Commission for Infrastructure ICI, she stepped into a new fight. Her job is technical but ruthless. She turns accounting into a weapon for truth. With her on the team, ghost projects find no hiding place. Her clarity forces the evidence out into the open. At number 10 in the ranking is Gamaliel A. Cordoba. Cordoba is the chairperson of the Commission on Audit, better known as COA. For those who don't know, COA is the highest watchdog of public funds in the Philippines. He earned a BA in economics and a Juris Doctor in law from Ateneo de Manila University. But how did Gamaliel Cordoba earn a place among our top 10? Because his role in this fight against corruption is critical. Every peso spent by the government must answer to COA, and it is under his leadership that performance and fraud audits on DPWH, flood control and infrastructure projects were conducted. Cordoba's audit reports are not just paperwork. They are weapons. They are the evidence investigators need to show how corruption works. Without them, cases against corrupt officials would crumble before they even reach the courts. At number 9 in the ranking is Rogelio L. Singson. Singson is a former secretary of the Department of Public Works and Highways, DPWH. During his term, he pushed for procurement reforms, transparency, and measures to reduce ghost projects and corruption in infrastructure spending. He earned a BS in industrial engineering from the University of the Philippines, Diliman. Now, President Marcos Jr. has tapped him as an independent commission member. Why is Rogelio Singson among our top 10? Because he knows the system from the inside. He knows where costs hide, how contracts are padded, and how fake deliverables are dressed up as real work. He has seen the tricks firsthand. His time at DPWH was marked by decisive moves to curb negotiated contracts and force stricter bidding rules. That experience lets him spot deliberate fraud from mere technical lapses. At number 8 is Leandro Antonio Legarda Leviste. The youngest congressman also happens to be the country's youngest self-made billionaire. Leandro studied BA Political Science at Yale University, but left before finishing. He returned to the Philippines to launch Solar Philippines, which grew into Southeast Asia's largest solar energy company. When he exited, he took home more than 34 billion pesos. So, how did Leandro land in the top 10? Because he's a risk-taker. One unafraid to challenge corruption inside the Batasang Pambansa. In August 2025, Leandro filed bribery and corruption charges against Batangas 1st District Engineer Abelardo Calalo. The engineer tried to silence him with 3.1 million pesos in cash during an NBI entrapment operation. But that was only a teaser. The real prize dangled before him? A staggering 300 million pesos a year in kickbacks from DPWH contracts. So tempting, an offer no one before him dared resist. Not millionaires, not even a multi-gold medalist in the Southeast Asian Games. But Leandro? He swatted down the DPWH engineer like a virus-carrying mosquito and sent him straight to jail. What's remarkable about Leandro is that his move didn't just expose one man. It threatened to unravel an entire web of corrupt contractors, officials, and politicians, many still loitering in the halls of Congress. At number 7 is Tobias "Toby" Tiangco. Toby is the current representative of Navotas Lone District in the 20th Congress. He earned a BS in management from Ateneo de Manila University. How did Tiangco earn a place in the top 12? Because he doesn't back down. He refuses silence. When Navotas' floodgate collapsed, he didn't just watch floods swallow lives, He pushed for real repairs, demanded safety standards, and pressed DPWH and local engineers to do the job right. He exposed how budget insertions worth 13.8 billion pesos were pushed by powerful lawmakers, allegedly bypassing health, education, and voter priorities. And he called them out in public. He challenged Speaker Romualdez, filed an ethics complaint against Zaldico. He threatened leadership itself, saying the House needs an overhaul so budget madness doesn't keep stealing from the people. At number 6 is Vince Dizon. Vince is the acting secretary of the Department of Public Works and Highways. He earned a BA in Economics and BSc in Commerce from De La Salle University and an MSc in Applied Developmental Studies from the University of Reading, UK. So why is Vince Dizon in the top 12? On his first day as DPWH secretary, he ordered all senior employees across every DPWH office in the country to submit courtesy resignations and immediately suspended questionable bidding processes. He vowed to President Marcos to take decisive action. He promised the Filipino people that he would clean the department and blacklist contractors tied to ghost projects, substandard work, or any anomalous dealings. His role in this corruption war is critical. He is the man inside DPWH charged with cleaning house, enforcing accountability, and turning public outrage into real cases. At number 5 is Benjamin Benji Magalong. Benji Magalong is the current mayor of Baguio City and serves as a special advisor and investigator for the ICI. He is a graduate of the Philippine Military Academy. So, how did Magalong earn a place in the top 12? Because he has consistently demonstrated a commitment to integrity and accountability. From his distinguished career in the police force to his leadership in local government and national investigations, Magalong has shown that he is willing to take action against corruption, even at personal cost. His dedication to exposing and addressing anomalies in government projects makes him a key figure in the fight against corruption in the Philippines. In September 2025, he was appointed as a special advisor to the Independent Commission for Infrastructure, tasked with probing widespread corruption in flood control and infrastructure projects. Clenching the 4th spot is Panfilo Ping M. Lacson. Lacson is a longtime lawman and a seasoned senator, known for his unyielding stance against corruption. He graduated from the Philippine Military Academy and later earned a master's in government management from Pamantasan ng Lungsod ng Maynila. But why is Lacson in the top 12? Because courage is his constant companion. Time and again, he has faced powerful figures, questioned contracts, and demanded transparency, even when those in power tried to intimidate him. He has led investigations into anomalies in government projects, pressing for accountability from public officials who thought they were untouchable. From flood control schemes to infrastructure spending, Lacson has been in the trenches, uncovering irregularities and exposing those who line their pockets at the expense of the people. He challenges the system with evidence, not just words. He confronts contractors, bureaucrats, and politicians alike, forcing them to answer for misdeeds that otherwise might have gone unchecked. Through his actions, Lacson proves that standing up against corruption is not about personal gain. It is about principle. It is about ensuring that government remains accountable and that every peso meant for the public serves the public, and not the few who manipulate it for greed. Clenching the 3rd spot is Senator Rodante Marcoleta. He is a veteran legislator and was the leading figure in the Senate Blue Ribbon hearings on flood control anomalies before Lacson took over. He finished his pre-law at UP, earned his law degree from San Sebastian College, an MBA from the University of the East, and a doctorate in public administration from UP. He also completed a program in developmental leadership at the Harvard Kennedy School of Government. But why is Marcoleta in the top 12? Because he does not flinch when the powerful attempt to bury the truth. Time and again, he has confronted contractors, engineers, and even lawmakers implicated in anomalous projects. He has grilled officials in public hearings, exposing inflated contracts, ghost projects, and kickbacks that steal from the Filipino people. In 2025, Marcoleta led investigations into flood control and infrastructure projects that had long been overlooked. He forced accountability, demanded documentation, and made it impossible for bureaucrats to hide behind red tape. His actions threatened entrenched interests, yet he persisted, knowing that corruption cannot thrive under scrutiny. Marcoleta's work ensures that public funds are tracked, anomalies are questioned, and those responsible face consequences. He reminds all Filipinos that accountability is not optional. It is the responsibility of those who serve.
Pag nanalo kayo, babawiin ko lahat yan. Martin! Nangangampanya tayo. Nakasakay tayo sa eroplano. Magkatabi tayo. Nagre-reklamo ka, walang pera sa kampanya kasi hindi nagbibigay si BBM at si Lisa. Kinukuha nila lahat ang pera. Ano sabi ko sa'yo? Pasensya ka na. Wala ka ng pera. Ano sabi mo sa akin? Sabi mo sa akin, okay lang. Pag nanalo kayo, babawiin ko lahat yan. Pag nanalo kayo, babawiin ko lahat yan.
The second spot in the top 12 belongs to Sara Duterte. Sara is the current Vice President of the Philippines, a lawyer, and former mayor of Davao City. She holds a BS in respiratory therapy from San Pedro College in Davao City and a law degree from San Sebastian College, Recoletos. Those who hate seeing Sara Duterte in the top 12, spare your outrage. Long before this controversy exploded, she had already been calling out the rot inside Congress. She warned the public that corruption had exploded to levels never seen before. Extraordinary, alarming, and dangerous. Unlike many who only found their voices when it was convenient, Sara was already speaking against entrenched interests when it was risky. Her critics may dislike her style or her politics, but her consistency in exposing corruption cannot be denied.
Ang budget ng Pilipinas ay hawak lang ng dalawang tao. Hawak lang siya ni Congressman Zaldico at ni Congressman Martin Romualdez. Yan ang katotohanan. Noong taong 2023, merong 5 billion na inapprove para sa classroom construction. Nagulat ako kasi merong mga lumapit na miyembro ng House na humihingi. Hinihingi nila yung 5 billion, parte ng 5 billion na budget. Nagulat ako, may humingi. Magkano ba ang amin dyan? Magkano ba ang amin dyan? Kaya kung makikita ninyo sa budget proposal na approved ng Office of the President, 5 billion yon. Pero nung lumabas yung GAA o yung budget approved noong 2023, naging 15 billion siya. Dahil hindi nga ako pumayag na kunin yung 5 billion, dinagdagan nila ng 10 billion yung classroom construction ng Department of Education. Yung 10 billion na yon hindi kontrolado ng Department of Education. Controlled yon ni Congressman Zaldico at Congressman Martin Romualdez.
So why is Sara Duterte ranked second in the ranking? Because despite the persecution, she has consistently taken bold actions to combat corruption. In August 2025, she publicly criticized the government's focus on flood control projects and urged for a broader investigation into all infrastructure programs, including those under the Department of Education. She emphasized that the fight against corruption should be comprehensive, not selective. She has also been publicly calling for an investigation into Speaker Romualdez and his close ally, Zaldico.
Kamakailan lamang, nag-inspeksyon ako at sa naging epekto ng habagat ng bagyong Krising, Dante at Emong. Kitang-kita ko na maraming proyekto para sa flood control ay palpak at gumuho. At yung iba, guni-guni lang. Huwag na po tayong magkunwari. Alam naman ng buong madla na nagkakaraket sa mga proyekto. Mga kickback, mga initiative, errata, SOP, for the boys. Kaya sa mga nakikipagsabuatan upang kunin ang pondo ng bayan at nakawin ang kinabukasan ng ating mga mamamayan, mahiya naman kayo sa inyong kapwa Pilipino.
At the summit of our ranking stands President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr., the defining force in Philippine politics today. Bongbong Marcos is the 17th President of the Philippines and its highest-ranking official. He studied politics, philosophy, and economics, PPE, at Oxford University in England, and later pursued a Master of Business Administration, MBA, at the Wharton School of Business in Pennsylvania, USA. So why is President Bongbong Marcos ranked first on our list? After spending his first 3 years stabilizing the economy, he has made the war on corruption the new central pillar of his administration. He declared this openly in his 2025 State of the Nation address and has since taken a more direct, public role in communicating with the people, signaling not just resolve, but a genuine commitment to change. Maybe some of you are surprised to find President Bongbong Marcos at the top of our ranking. During his first 3 years in office, headlines were dominated by scandals and irregularities, and it became tempting to attribute every controversy to the man at the center of power. Yet a closer look reveals a more complex picture. Most of these programs and contracts are initiated and administered by government agencies and legislators, not by the president himself. What we are witnessing now is not Bongbong Marcos creating corruption, but entrenched power networks growing bolder under his watch. This confrontation carries deep personal stakes. Bongbong Marcos is fully aware that his own cousin, the former speaker, is tangled up in these anomalies and will ultimately have to face the consequences. If he were complicit in these schemes, he would be putting a noose around his own neck. Instead, he has chosen to risk his political capital to challenge the system that feeds on corruption. He has launched the Independent Commission for Infrastructure, ICI, through Executive Order 94 to investigate infrastructure anomalies in a fair and unbiased manner. Seen through this lens, his first 3 years are not a story of passive oversight, but of active, and at times painful, governance. The exceptional blend of authority, transparency, and direct engagement he demonstrates explains why he does not simply top our list. He stands apart from every other figure in our ranking.
Para hindi na maulit, so that this will not happen again. First, the DPWH will immediately submit to me a list of all flood control projects from every region that were started or completed in the last 3 years. Second, the Regional Project Monitoring Committee shall examine that list of projects and give a report on those that have been failures, those that were not finished, and those that are alleged to be ghost projects. And third, we will publish this list. Sa mga susunod na buwan, makakasuhan ang lahat ng mga lalabas na may sala mula sa investigasyon, pati na ang mga kasabwat na kontratista sa buong bansa. Kailangang may managot sa naging matinding pinsala at katiwalian.